So this story really began in 1996 when Don and Poppy Beerling were celebrating their 70th birthdays. They were the owners at the time of the Great Hall of the Blackfriars in Canterbury, which they called the Dominican Priory, because that was originally the name of the entire complex, including the section where David Clarke lives and the refectory and so forth on the opposite bank of the river. So the Beerlings owned the guest hall. They called it the Dominican Priory, and they said to Dennis that they would like him to produce a video celebrating their birthdays and their period of ownership when they were doing all sorts of good works, community works in the building over a number of years. Dennis, of course, was well known to them because as a member of your society, he had been meeting there for a number of years. And he and Kathleen did this video together, and Kathleen played an active part in the process. And they called in Marjorie Lyle and me to provide a little of the historical background. As for Chilham, the then owners, Tessa and Stuart Wheeler, had bought the place a year previously, and they had invited me to produce some booklets for the information of their house guests. They used to run weekend parties for their friends, rather like people did all over the country before the war. And so I produced those over a period of years, and by 2008 I went to Dennis and I asked if he would be prepared to produce a video of the castle. And he readily agreed, and of course Kathleen joined in, and Alan Baker was there, and we were all a quartet, and we met, I don't know how many times, Alan, but it was a happy period, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
We enjoyed ourselves immensely. And that film was, as you would all expect, a long time being processed and edited. We all know that the editing is the most difficult part in many respects. And by then, Dennis's eyesight was not what it had been, and so it took even longer. But it was produced, I can't be precise as to the years, but a number of years later, round about, I should think, 2010, 2011.
Something like that.
Alan, yeah. But unfortunately, there was very little sales interest in it, but it is there as a, thank goodness, as a tribute to Dennis and Kathleen and Alan's hard work on the internet, on YouTube. And the title that it had was definitely Kathleen's choice. I could remember where we were all sitting in their home at Barham when she said, let's call it Chilham Through the Lens of Dennis Ratcliffe. And we all said, yes, that's the very title. So that's why it's been given that name.